Hello and welcome to the Wednesday edition of the United Front Show. My name is Raz. Wow, isn't it great to be a Manchester United fan today? Well, and yesterday, and 20 years ago, and even before that. Well, look, the team are doing such an amazing job right now. 15 games unbeaten. We've won 11 out of those 15 games and only tied 4 of those. So, look, super excited, and even better, Chelsea dropped some points today against West Ham. Remember my last comment yesterday, actually, on Monday, regarding David Moyes. I basically said, Chelsea, who's Chelsea playing? Oh, they're playing West Ham. Oh, that's David Moyes. And I did that, right? Look, I apologize, Mr. Moyes. You're such a wonderful man and a great manager, just not for Man United, but a great manager. And you know, you beat Chelsea and you did us a favor. We're only 2 points behind Chelsea now with 7 games left, and they still have to play Wolves, I believe. They still have to play Sheffield United, I believe. They still have to play maybe Man City, or is it Liverpool, one of the two. So, look, you did us a favor. Thank you. All right? Thank you, David Moyes. This one goes to him. In addition to that, lots of great news, right? Lots of great news. Leicester also dropped points. Everton, Richarlison, and Sigurdsson, all those guys, they scored. They won 2-1. So fantastic job, Everton, there as well. United are only 3 points behind Leicester, 2 points behind Chelsea, and it's on, baby. It's on. 7 games to go. Our fixtures look easy on paper. They're not necessarily easy, simply because we're playing a lot of the teams that are at the very bottom. I mean, we've already beaten Norwich. We played Bournemouth on Saturday, I believe. And then after that, 4 or 5 days later, we played Villa. They're right in that, in that vicinity as well. So these struggling teams are probably going to park the bus like there's no tomorrow. And then it's going to be very important for us to find a way through. Once we score the first goal, then the floodgates will open. It's going to require us to be very patient. It's going to require us to be very precise in our passing. You know what the good news is? We've got Pogba, we've got Fernandes. Those guys can take shots from the outside the box. And as long as we start to do that, it's going to be really good. The tough part about games like that against teams that play very defensive is the fact that you probably won't see much from Rashford again, and you probably won't see much from Martial. You may see some from Martial because he proved it, last time, when he scored 3 goals, when he scored a hat-trick, that he has the ability to actually finish when he's inside the box, right? The tough part about Rashford is his game is based on pace and running at, defenders and, making defenders miss and all of that. That's what he's good at. He's not really the type of striker or the type of maybe even, player that plays well when confined in very tight spaces. But again, that is why we've got Greenwood, and we're going to talk about Greenwood here in a little bit as well. We've got Pogba. Obviously, he has the ability to unlock a defense, and now even Bruno and Pogba. Oh my gosh, they're playing really well. Again, excellent time to be a Manchester United fan. Let's talk a little bit about what some of the papers are saying as well. The Daily Mail, they talked about Bruno Fernandes, basically saying that since Fernandes joined Man United, United have actually accumulated more points than any other team. So, which is phenomenal, which is awesome. I mean, love the fact that we added him. I mean, much needed. He's made a world of a difference. But so has the rest of the team. And that's what I also love about Bruno Fernandes. This was actually reported in the Manchester Evening. He basically says, when asked, which players, really impressed him, and he came out and said, look, David De Gea, I mean, those 2 saves that he made. If you remember, about a week ago, Roy Keane came out and was really, giving De Gea a very tough time. It was actually a little over a week, but that's everybody's forgotten that. I mean, we saw the best of De Gea, yesterday. I mean, some of the 2 saves he made against Brighton, those were world class. I mean, he is still at the top of his game. Really happy to see that, he brushed his shoulders off and he's doing what De Gea does. Really excited that Solskjaer actually defended him and made sure that, De Gea knew that he had faith in him. So that is awesome. After the game yesterday, Bruno Fernandes was also asked, about his relationship between, or his partnership really, between him and Pogba. Everybody's talking about Fernandes and Pogba, and I'm talking about everybody and their mama and their dad, whatever. Anyway, Fernandes came out and said, look, it wouldn't be fair for me to say that, it's Pogba and I obviously are playing well. Pogba is a great player, I love playing with him, but it's not fair to my teammates if we only talk about, being Pogba. I mean, classy guy. I mean, this dude is amazing. I couldn't even say it, the way that he did. Not even close, obviously. But the way that he said, it just rolled off his tongue so smooth. I mean, that's what it means to bring confidence to your teammates. And that was freaking phenomenal. And that's what United are all about. They're about a team. No individualistic, ideas there. And, if the media are trying to, coerce these guys to making, statements about how great they are and whatnot, Bruno is what we needed. And I can tell you that not too long ago we had some of those issues where it was all about individuals. Now it's not. It's about the collective unit. And that is really, really awesome, and it's great to see. So actually, before we get into today's results, and what that means in terms of, the fixtures that are coming up, there were some stats that actually were on manunited.com today. Those stats were amazing. Number one, I want to say Wan-Bissaka, my favorite player for Man United. I love all the players, but Wan-Bissaka is just amazing. I mean, he just goes out there and does his job. Plus, my son plays right back too, and he loves Wan-Bissaka, so we love Wan-Bissaka. Anyway, did you know that Wan-Bissaka has 4 assists this season? So he's played 29 games. In those 29 games, he has had 4 assists. Yeah, that's not much, but you know what? It really started clicking. This is a player that is not really very good offensively, but he's starting to pick it up. I mean, he's had some assists here as of late. Prior to joining United, when he played, for Crystal Palace, in 42 games, he actually had 3 assists. So that's a really, really good stat. Another stat that was on manunited.com was on Mason Greenwood. So Greenwood, who's 18 years old, by the way, has scored 6 goals in the Premier League. Those 6 goals that he has scored are actually the most any player under the age 18 years of age or under has scored since Wayne Rooney in 2003-2004 season, which is phenomenal again. Obviously, Man United, 15 games unbeaten. The only team that's, done better in the whole of European football so far is Bayern Munich, and they're at 25 games unbeaten. I mean, that's the German Bundesliga. I mean, you can't compare that to the Premier League, but either way, I mean, the boys are really doing great. And I mentioned earlier, we've only conceded 8 goals, which, again, Liverpool is the only team to have conceded fewer in 2020. Again, amazing. I mean, Solskjaer is doing such a great job. Couldn't be more proud about what United are doing. So anyway, let's talk about what the fixtures, what fixtures are coming up. Saturday is going to be a very, very big day. Everybody's talking about Chelsea. They're talking about Man United. They're talking about Leicester. Everybody's, when it comes to the top 4, the focus is on these 3 clubs. Who's going to make it? Who's going to be out? We know Sheffield United are pretty much out. I think they're 10th today or something like that with a game in hand. Then you've got Leicester, who are really on a bad run. I think Brendan Rodgers is starting to get a little nervous there. Squeaky bum time, right? Fergie. And then in addition to that, you've got Chelsea that lost today. David Moyes. I mean, they were on a high, after announcing that they've acquired, Timo Werner, and now, look at that. So it's very, very interesting. I think everybody's forgetting about Wolves. Wolves are, I said it before, I mean, that's the team that scares me. They face Arsenal, who beat somebody today, 4-0. I think it was Norwich. Yeah, 4-0. So, look, it's Norwich. Those guys are relegated already, I think, or will be maybe very soon. if not already. So that's going to be an interesting game. I mean, I'm so anxious to see how this season is going to end. The boys are on a roll. They're doing a really great job. Solskjaer is really killing it. We're on a good streak, man. We're on a good streak. I really wanted to talk about, our reserves to, our bench. And I've got some concerns there. Not major concerns, but we do need some quality there. Once we take care of that, I believe that United could be challenging next year. Super excited. Stay tuned. I know I rambled on about a lot of different things, but you know what? It's United and it's worth it. I'm going to kiss the badge. Until then, I'm out.